to say happy Labor Day to all my friends and family. I know it's been a moment since I have been on video, so just I had something in my soul today. Because when they say that the devil always work, and he's always at work, believe that. But then at the end of the day, when it circled back around, God is still good. Let me tell you, I couldn't sleep last night, so I know I had to get up this morning to say what I had to say. Well, I didn't go live because right now I was getting ready to go in the store, so that's the reason why I'm not live. I'm just doing this video because while I was on my mind right now, I just wanted to say what I had to say. I was at Cracker in Benton yesterday. After picking up my granddaughter, we decided, because she's always hungry when we pick her up from her father's. So we decided to go and get us some dinner. Well, we went to Cracker Barrel. That's the first time I've ever been to Cracker Barrel in Benton. I always go to the one in Hot Springs all the time. They're really nice. Food pretty good, except for their chicken and all that good. But it's always been really, nice. So we go in and thinking, it's the regular Cracker Barrel we always go to, just a different, area. Friendly environment, we assume, that's what it is. But in entering it, we realized that it was not a lot of black people in there. It was like a lot of older white people. And I'm cool with that because I am not racist. And I mean, regardless, that's where I live at around, most people. And I love older people. I love wisdom. I love them. I don't care what color you are. But in saying that, long story short. Okay, so we go in and we're seated. And starting off at the bat, I was like, they're taking longer than I'm used to. Normally at the other Cracker Barrel, they'll bring you some rolls or cornbread or something to eat on. And my granddaughter was getting impatient. She had already been sitting there for like 10 to 15 minutes, and she was getting impatient. So she was just talking and everything. So it had walked in like 4 or 5 different families and everything. And so we were seated there and everything, and my poo was kind of loud. She was a little loud. She was upset because she was hungry, like she is now. I think she stayed. I know they don't got us spoiled. I think they done set her again. What? Besides the point. Oh. Hush, Pooh. That's what almost got us lynched yesterday. And so, like I said, so this older guy, comes to our table. And, he had to walk amongst 2 other families to get to us. 2 other families, okay? To get to us. So in saying that, he walks up to my side of the table. My granddaughter's still talking, making her little laughter, whatever she was doing. And the people behind us were still, playing with her, saying how cute she was and all that other stuff. Well, when the older guy walked up to me, and I'm like, okay, I said hi as he walked up, wondering what he's finna say. And he just going to, well, if you he started complaining about the fact that Kylie was really loud. He said that he come to eat dinner. He did not come to be in a noisy place, and if we can't control our baby, that we need to leave. Well, at the beginning of that whole conversation, we thought he was playing, because I couldn't believe that he would actually come into us like that. And so the lady behind us was like, is he playing? He's joking. I was like, yeah, he's joking. But he was like all up in our face, and we realized that he was serious. He was not laughing. He was really serious. So, it took us a few minutes for everybody to realize that. But and so then by that time I was angry. I didn't really, like I said, I thought he was joking. So I didn't take it in a way that, how we normally do, when it comes about our kids. So I felt like, I have changed, and I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but honestly, I think it's really for the best, because if not, I would have probably knocked the old man down and broke his hip. But in saying that, I told him, this is a restaurant. If you can't handle, listening to noise, then you probably should have stayed at home. But the whole picture to the whole conversation is, the whole thing that got me was the manager. Instead of coming to us and saying, I apologize for what was going on, he apologized to the white people that was behind us as if it happened to them. Well, I'm just telling you, if anybody who goes into Cracker and Ben, you need to watch it. I'm sorry. I said Ben, I'm sorry. It's Bryant. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's Bryant. But if any of you guys go in there, I'm telling you to be very aware of your surroundings. Because I felt like there was prejudice. Because when the whole situation started out, they come straight to us and didn't even go over there to them. And even though all the other people in the restaurant had got upset because of what had happened, they still, he still didn't apologize to us face to face. And in saying that, all again, the devil still works on you at all times, but let me tell you how good God is. A waitress come to me and she was like, who is your waitress serving you? And I said, she's right there. And she was like, okay. So she left, and so she come back and she said, well, this couple wants to pay for y'all dinner. And I told him, I said, you don't have to do that. He was like, no, we really do have to do that. And so him and his wife came over where we were. And she hugged us, and she was like, I can't believe that he acts like that, and you're a grandparent. You don't come to people like that. You don't act like that. And her husband was like, I consider that as, I'm not going to say on the thing what he said, but, and I'm not that type of person. But he considered it as trash. Because he could not believe that a grown man would come over and have a problem with a child. And she's not even 2. I was like, well, what was he going to do if she was, a newborn? Tell us we should never go out? But, I just want to weigh on the way that you guys feel about the situation if it would have been you. Because I'm going to tell you, that if it would have been the old me before, I realized that you gotta know how to act. I probably been in jail right now instead of on this thing, because I would have hurt that old man. But just let me know your opinions, and like I said, I'm having a problem with Cracker Barrel, and I'm letting them know because I felt like they're not as family oriented as they say they are.
They accept racism.
And they accept racism. Because still at the end of the day, the manager did not come back to us until after a man and his wife confronted him about the fact of the way he acted. And it wasn't sincere, and he didn't care. He said something came up. What was more important than a man coming over and harassing 2 ladies and a baby? I think that's more important than anything in the world. But just let this go viral. I would love for you to share this, because people need to understand that you can't just act like whatever way you want to because of your opinion. And there's a lot of that going on in the world. But thank you guys, and I hope y'all all have a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day. Bye bye.